Okay, so let's look at this one. This is the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine squared of x over 1 plus cosine 2x times 2 plus cosine 2x. Okay, so this is a pretty, it looks tough. So let's go ahead and rewrite it here. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so let's go ahead and rewrite it here. We have the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine squared x over the quantity 1 plus cosine of 2x times 2 plus cosine of 2x. Okay. And so here we're going to go ahead and simplify. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cosine of 2x in terms of cosine. So if you remember from double angle identities, okay, the cosine of 2x is cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And if you use the Pythagorean identity, you'll have, let's see here, so it would be cosine squared x, so cosine squared x minus the quantity 1 minus cosine squared x for the sine squared x. So that's kind of goes like this, right? And so then we end up with cosine squared x minus 1 plus cosine squared x. This becomes 2 cosine squared x minus 1. So that is what I'm going to put for my my cosine of 2x, okay? So that's what's going to go for this. So basically, this is how it's going to look. So then we end up with the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine squared x over, it's going to be 1 plus, and we're going to do the quantity, and it's going to be 2 cosine squared x minus 1. Okay. And then here it's going to be times, so it goes like this, right? And then 1 second, so this is what this is, and then it goes times 2 plus, and we're going to do it again, so 2 cosine squared x minus 1, and so we end up with so it's gonna be like this. Sorry, give me a second. This was a lengthy one, so I'm kind of looking at my notes here. So it's the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of cosine squared x over, and we're gonna combine like terms here, so the 1 and the negative 1 cancel out. Okay, so on the bottom it goes 2 cosine squared x. That's one part, right? So basically this is how I got it. I just canceled out the negatives, the negative 1 with 1. And then here we have like a 2 and a negative 1. So just combining like terms again. So it'd be times 2 cosine squared x plus 1. Okay. Now here we can clearly see that the cosine squared cancels out, right? Because they're being multiplied 2 times. So basically the limit as x approaches pi over 2, in case you don't see it, it's cosine squared x over 2 times cosine squared x times 2 cosine squared x plus 1. Okay, and so then this part cancels out, okay? And then this is going to be the limit as x approaches pi over 2 and it's going to be 1 on top over 2 times 2 cosine squared x plus 1. Now, now we're going to evaluate it at pi over 2. So basically, know that cosine of x quantity squared is really cosine squared x. So the way we're going to write this is that the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of 1 over 2. Let me actually go ahead and distribute the 2. So it's going to be 4 cosine squared x plus 2. So really, when we evaluate it, it's going to be 1 over 4 cosine of x quantity squared plus 2. So then we're going to put that pi over 2 in for x. So then we're just going to go right here. So it's going to be 1 over 4 cosine of pi over 2. And this entire thing is squared plus 2. Okay. And so then if you think about it, according to unit circle, pi over 2, the cosine of pi over 2 is 0, because it's 0 comma 1, and it's always cosine theta comma sine theta. So the cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So we're going to do 4 times 0, 1 over 4 times 0 plus 2. And this becomes 1 over 0 plus 2, and which equals 1/2. So therefore, the limit as x approaches pi over 2 of, let me just write it again, cosine squared x over the quantity 1 plus cosine of 2x times 2 plus cosine of 2x is going to equal 1/2. Okay, so I really hope that does help. This was a lengthy one, so I apologize, but I hope that helped somewhat. So yeah, see you next time.